Alright folks, welcome back. I want to give a quick shout out to our new subscribers and special thanks to Toxic Stitch for this video here. He had requested some kind of a bumper car video, but I think we're going to end up doing just a standard racetrack video. So we will go ahead and get started. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. So you will need a bow with either infinity and one arrow, or just a regular bow with a bunch of arrows in order to actually start this start the race, because we're going to have about 6 block wide wall in order to keep you from starting too early. So this is pretty much everything you're going to need. This stuff, starting with the packed ice, going all the way to the wool, and then these 3 right here all the way to the note block. That's pretty much what you will need to create this whole track. We're going to use some sand to create hazards to slow you down. The blue ice will make you go much faster, so we're going to use those for speed boosting. Also, you're not going to need 64 of all this. Depending on how long your track is, you might need more. But as far as like the redstone repeaters go, you won't need 64 of those. You won't need this much dust. You certainly won't need this many sticky pistons. But anything you're going to use for the track you will need a lot more of, such as the ice, the wool for lining the sides, and you don't have to use wool. I'm just going to use wool here. You're only going to need about 1 target block, so you won't even need 64 of these either. Probably only need 4 note blocks, so we won't need 64 of those either. As far as creating jumps in Bedrock, it's a little bit different than in Java, so we're going to need tripwire hooks and string in conjunction with obsidian pressure plates, a couple sticky pistons, and slime blocks as well. So we will go ahead and grab all this and we'll get started building. Alright, so to start with, we're going to make our packed ice about 6 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that looks good. And then to give you an idea of which direction we're headed, we'll just place another couple of rows right here, like that. And now what we want to do is make this first section here actually hop up to create a stop wall. So we'll break the blocks underneath, and then we'll just place some sticky pistons facing upwards underneath each of them. And then we want to create some redstone repeaters behind. You're going to break out 4 behind each of them. Actually, we're going to break out 5 behind each of them. And you're just going to place repeaters. You're going to place 4 behind each one of these pistons, and you're going to set them to maximum delay. Alright, so you should have something that looks similar to this. Then we're going to place redstone dust behind each of these. Okay, so once you have the redstone dust placed, what we want to do is come to the side above the first redstone repeater, but off to the right here. We're going to place a target block down. And with that target block, we're going to have a redstone torch on one side of it. And now what we want to do is connect that redstone torch with some dust, make sure it's powered on, and we just want to connect it like that. So now you'll see that they all fire, which is great. And then we can test to make sure that the delay is appropriate by grabbing our bow and arrows, and we will just shoot the target block. Perfect. Okay, so put this back. Okay, now that we have that, what I'd like to do is create sort of like a timer, like noise. In Mario Kart you have that noise for it. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll break this side, just break a few blocks that way. We'll have a redstone torch that we place on the other side of the dust from that torch there with the target block, and it should turn off. That's exactly what we want to see. Then we want to place dust, repeater, and we'll set this to 2 tick delay, well 3 tick delay. Then you're going to place your note block, and then repeater, again the 3 tick delay, block, 3 tick delay, and block. So just like that. Alright, so you should have something that looks similar to this. Now what we want to do is test to make sure that these note blocks are correct. So again, we'll grab our bow and arrow with a target block and shoot the target block. Okay, so now what we want to do is change this last one to a higher tone. Something like that maybe. So we're actually going to change these to 4 tick delay. Perfect. That's exactly a plan right there. Alright, so now that's your starting setup right there. What we can do now is just cover all this up with our ice. Okay. Alright, so from here what we want to do is just create a track more or less. This can have curves in it, doesn't matter. When I have this track a little ways out, I will see y'all back here. Alright, so as you can see, I've got some ice lined out here. Now I'm going to do is just take my wool and create sort of some wall barriers to it. So we'll start right there and we'll just alternate. Alright, just like that. Next thing we're going to do is take our blue ice and create some speed boost sections, right? So we can have, let's say, these two here. Actually, we'll make it 3. Make it 3 there. We'll make it 3 right there, and we'll just do one across the center there. So if they are on the blue ice, they will actually get a further speed boost than just this one section here. And you can change this and make it whatever design you want in here. You don't even have to connect it if you don't want to. Alright, so then the next thing we want to do is create a couple of hazards, right? So I like to just line out next to where the wall is going to be with some sand, and then maybe one like right here and here, and then we're just going to fill that in with the regular ice. Just like that. And let's say that we do get somebody who makes it through correctly. We can give them a speed boost right there. Alright, now something kind of fun to do is to take some cactus, because if you run a boat into cactus, it will break your boat. So we can do, you know, one like right here with cactus on it, and then cover that up. And you don't want to put the cactus too close together if you're going to do more than one cactus. And if you want to do 2 cactus, I think the best thing to do is to place it on the sides like this. We'll give the people who don't hit the cactus a speed boost there. So it's starting to come along here. So we're going to go ahead and finish out the walls on the side, and then we're going to start adding some turns. Something to note is if you do have cactus on the edge here, if you place your wool, it's going to break that cactus. And it should be the same thing if you even place any block, so it doesn't matter what the block might be. So something that we can do there is just place some packed ice on either side of it, and then we'll just come out the side here. That way the cactus won't break. Like that. Alright, so now we've got something that looks like this. We don't want to create a turn right after these 2 cactus here, because we are going to have the speed boost right here, so we'll give them a little bit of room to run, and then we're going to create a turn. Let's say we're going to go that way with it. So what we're going to do is create 6 blocks still, but give it a little space to turn. And then start creeping the turn over after like 3 rows. Alright, so it should look something like this, and then we're going to go ahead and create walls around it. Alright, so now we want to make sort of a sharper turn, right? So we're going to just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So kind of gradually ease it into a turn and then give it one heck of a turn. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to just sort of create, we've got how many right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do it like that, and then give this one here, one here, one here, one here, into 3 like that. And that'll be perfect for that. Now we'll go ahead and create the walls around it. Now, we're going to go ahead and start building the jump section. I would recommend to make it 3 wide and also give it a little room, and the room you're going to use is going to need to be speed boosted. So we're going to do about 6 blocks worth of blue ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3 is 18, so you're going to need 18 for that right there, and then we'll line the walls up. Alright, next thing we're going to want is the pressure plates with the sticky piston, some redstone dust, and repeaters. Alright, so we will take this last space right here and create 3 with pressure plates on top, and then we're going to break out the dirt below and place redstone dust under. We're going to take a repeater and stick it right there, and then we're going to break out a 3x3 just like that, only 1 deep, and then take a sticky piston, stick it right on the other side of the repeater there, and whenever you trigger any of those pressure plates, it should trigger the piston. So next thing we're going to do is place our slime blocks on top of this, just like that, and we're going to place packed ice right there, and that should give us what we need, and it's going to raise the entire thing. So on a boat, it'll do a lot better for the boat. In Bedrock, for whatever reason, they made it to where you lose all forward momentum when you hit slime blocks, even on a boat. So we need to create a mechanism that then pushes us into the next area of the track. So to do that, we're going to first line this whole slime block area with obsidian, because obsidian is one of the only blocks that will not move when it's stuck to slime blocks. Just like that. And then we will go ahead and close off the rest of this, just like that. Alright, so next what we want to do is create the mechanism that shoots us forward in midair. So we are going to come from the last block before the obsidian. We're going to create a tower that is 6 tall. 4, 5, 6. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to pull it out on the edge there 1, and then break the inside block. And again, do the same thing. Out on the edge, break the inside block. Place your tripwire hooks, and then connect it with string. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is come up 1, back 2, and then out towards the racetrack, and then we want to break this block on top of the tripwire hooks block. Then we want to place our sticky piston facing the tripwire hook with 1 slime block on it. Then we're going to just lay out a 3x3 on top of this. And then we can break these and then come down below it here, just like that. And we're going to place redstone dust on top of the tripwire hooks block all the way to the back. And last thing, once the redstone dust is there, we're going to place a redstone repeater. We are going to just put it on a 1 tick delay like that. I've also found that it is better if you place 2 sets of tripwire hooks like that, and then if we trigger any of them, they should all fire after we connect redstone dust, just just like that. And once all that is built, that is our forward momentum mechanism. So we can actually break all of these blocks under the tripwire hooks that lead up to it. We don't really need those. And that's pretty much it for your jump platform. This is how you have to make it work in Bedrock, unfortunately. So once we're done with that, we are going to just give it a little test here and see kind of where it puts us. Okay, so that's as far as it shoots us. Let's go 10 blocks and then we'll go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go up 6 blocks and then place our packed ice on top there. You can start this out with just a 3, and then we will just continue to place blocks, and then we will make one wider like that, one wider on each side, give that a couple like that, and then do another one that's one wider. So the best thing here is to keep it around 6 blocks wide, especially if you're gonna have multiple people. That is 7, so we will just break that one there, and then we will continue our track here. Then we're going to take our side blocks here and then give it some siding. So you should have something that looks similar to this. Alright, so I did a little testing here, and it does seem like occasionally you won't make all the way across 10 block space here. So what we're going to do is bring it back 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Okay, so once we've added that, we are also going to add a couple slime blocks just to the center row right here. I did some more testing, and occasionally just this back row of slime blocks doesn't always hit you. Sometimes you have too much momentum coming into the slime block bouncer down here, and so you will trigger it, but it won't always push you. I've also found that when you come to this slime blocks section down here, you want to go ahead and let go of the W key in order to fully get pushed across, because sometimes if you're still holding the W key, you might be going too fast for it and it won't always work. So consistency is key, so I just recommend to stop pressing your forward button when you get into past the pressure plates here, and that should do just fine. Alright, so from here we want to go ahead and turn the platform and drop down some. You don't want to go too fast on your drop, otherwise you'll just shoot right over the top. You can make a wall to make it a little bit easier. I will go ahead and build mine and we will see what it looks like. Alright, so this is sort of what we have here. A couple steps down and a little railing across the sides there just to make sure that we don't shoot too far over. And so now we will just create the turn here and get it headed back the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do a 6th one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we will just continue creating the pathway, adding obstacles throughout. And if you want to add another jump, you absolutely can. Alright guys, so I am just about finished with my track here. Before I close it up, there are a couple of options. You can do what I'm about to do here, which is place some pressure plates and then have some fireworks shoot off, because this will be the last lap, and in order to get it started again, we would have to shoot this target block here. So it occurs to me now that I'm looking at it that this target block actually needs to come up 1 space, otherwise it'll be really hard to shoot like that. So what we're going to do is break that. Okay. Grab a dirt block here. Place a dirt there. See where it lines up exactly. So right there. So we want to place a dirt block here, target block here, redstone torch here, redstone dust there, and then throw it into that one as well so that all of that is triggered. Then that looks good. Now to make sure I didn't mess that up somehow, we will shoot the target block, make sure it all works. Okay, yeah, it works fine. So from here, now what we want to do is I want to create a pressure plate system again, so that whoever's crossing this finish line first is going to be declared the winner using fireworks. So for me to do that, I'm going to place firework dispenser here, and then another one here. Alright, just like that. And then we want to take our pressure plates, redstone dust underneath, and then we want to have it come out the side here, so we'll break that block and place it there, and then we'll place redstone dust all the way over to the dispensers. If you place your dispensers more than 15 blocks away from your pressure plates, then you will want to add a repeater to either side. Like that. And then we want to do on this side, because we do have some redstone dust already here, is we can drop this a little bit lower, let's say right here, like that, and then we can place a dirt block here and run our redstone dust here. Okay, so this is actually going to cause a problem where we've placed the dispensers. So instead, we're going to move the dispenser, this one as well, and we'll place the dispensers here, here, place a repeater here, and then throw that in like that. And since we don't want that connecting there, we'll break this down one more like that, and that'll be fine. And then we will just fill the dispensers with fireworks. Do all pink in this one, and we'll do all green in this one. And now that we have those, you can just run across the pressure plate to test it. Yep, and it does work. And then to finish it up, we will place our ice on the other side of the pressure plates there, and then we can finish up our border wall. And there we have it, a finished up section where the fireworks can still trigger. Perfect. And then all you'll need to do is create a place where you can walk up this area. So in this scenario, let's grab some smooth quartz stairs. Just like that. We'll do another set. Oops, come on now. There we go. And then if you want to hide all the redstone, you're more than welcome to. Alright, that is my tutorial, folks. I hope you enjoyed the build. If you did, please leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button to be notified of future content, as there will be future content. And we will see you in the next one. Have a great day.